Okay, today we're doing sway bar end links on the Mercedes ML. They're a little gone, 202,000 kilometers, which is what, about 130,000 miles, 125,000 miles. Little gone, don't really have to be done, but hey, you know, we're all looking for stuff to do these days. Speaking of stuff to do, 4 days, got my garage clean. I could actually get two cars in here. I could get smart car in there, or I can get the Porsche under there, because I got tons of room to back that stuff up. But anybody is looking for a 64 Cavalier pop machine, perfect beer cooler or pop cooler, you stick the beers or the pop bottles only in, and they roll down, and you pull them out. Compressor does work. It works. It's cold. 64 is not the year. 64 is the number of bottles it holds. It just needs a key for the door. That's why the masking tape's on it. I've had it for years, never used it. So anyway, yeah, nice and clean. So I've actually been able to back the ML in when it's raining out. So that's the end link bushing. I've sprayed a little bit of penetrant on there. And if you're looking for the best penetrant to use, Seafoam Deep Creep has been proven in test over test after test to be the best thing you can get. This is the end link. I'm using a Moog one. And this is like a 5-minute job, maybe 10. You do have to jack the car up, get it off the ground equally on both sides. So I've jacked it up and I've got jack stands under there, just about an inch off the ground. You can do it probably with the wheels on. It's just going to make access to the bolts a little harder. I've done them with the wheels on, and it's like the 2 minutes it takes to take the wheel off aren't really worth it. So this is what you're going to have, a bottom bolt with a washer. So actually take these ones. This is the way the Moog kit comes. It's a little different than most. They have a little washer that snaps in to each of these. I don't know if they're rubber, if they're polyurethane. I don't know what they are, the little cups. And then the last one has this bolt in it, and they basically go like this, then the tube goes on, and then like that. Oh, well, this is the nut one, so that one would go on top and bolt on, and that's about it. To take them off, you need a 13 mil, two 13 mil wrenches, and it's going to take, actually, I'm going to be using, I'm going to cheat and use power. Back in 1 sec. Okay, so I've got a 13 millimeter wrench to hold the bottom. Actually, first one, there's a lock nut on top. There's two nuts. There's one top one, and then one locking it. I'm gonna use the impact on the top one and hold the bottom. It probably doesn't need it, but that one's out. It doesn't want to come up. Take your wrench, hold the bottom bolt. Come on. There it goes. Oh, I might have to actually pound on this a little bit. You know what? Ow. Glove grab. See that? Nice, huh? Let go. Okay, there's the old chunk. And back in a second, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit, and then I'm just going to wire brush it off and put a little tiny bit of grease in them, and back in 1 sec. Okay, so I've got it jacked up under the ball joint, just to where the, a little high. There we go. Just want the control arm basically level with the ground, a little below level where it would sit normally. And that's where it is. And I'm just going to snug this up. I'm not going to tighten the crap out of it. Oops. There we go. See you want the slightest bit of mushrooming, like slight. This one is too much. You can see that there's the slightest deformation on this one. And that's it, because they're not supposed to be jammed in there. They just ride in a little cup in and out. Oh, that's really zoomed in. Hold on. No, it won't unzoom. Sorry. So yeah, just make sure there's no space between the rubbers. There shouldn't be any gaps like the old ones were. A couple of threads showing at the top. Yeah, all good. So let's do the other side and we're all finished. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, dislike, thumbs down, thumbs up, comment, call me a dick, whatever. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, so I put a bit of lubricant. I used, what do you call it, fluid film. And I just put it in the little cups so that these things aren't, you know, because they do move a little bit rocking up and down. I don't want them to wear themselves out. Sorry, moving in front of you there. So I take your long bolt. This is the only one that's different, has the nut on it. So take any one of these. Up through the bottom. The next one round part down. Spacer. Round part up on this next one. Oops. Through the hole. Pop it over. Bolt up. And then the one with the nut on the top. Now this kit, they're all going to be different, but this one uses a 16 and a 14 on the bottom, as opposed to the 13s that were on the original one. Now I'm just going to snug this up. You don't want to tighten this one right now. You're going to tighten it once the car's back on the ground and level, because once this pushes, the lower control arm pushes up on it, these will kind of move. Oh, is that a 14? No, this is a 14. So just the tiniest little bit snug. Now I'm going to put the wheel back on. I'm going to do the other side, put the wheels back on, and then lower it so the wheels are on the ground, no jack stands, and then we'll finish up tightening these. You don't want to squish them in this position because the suspension's down. So as with any suspension thing, you want to have the wheel weight on the vehicle. Actually, we could do it here. Let's do it this way. I'm going to put the jack under the control arm, and that'll just simulate the same thing. I'll be back in a second. Let's put the jack under there.